These faders and knobs can send out MIDI data to control external MIDI devices. Imagine remotely controlling your entire MIDI rig with volume changes or any other type of continuous controller. The faders and knobs here are default to being MIDI volume and pan, which is continuous controllers 7 and 10 respectively, but you can change that to anything you like. Now we've looked at the next two guys here, but surround is worth having a look at. You can perform 3 different types of surround mixing. From this screen you can turn it on and then select which one you want to use. Now if you're going to use these guys, the aux ends are going to be reconfigured because they're going to be used as the surround stems that you can send those mixes right out of the multi-outs. Then when you go to any of the channel edit screens here and go to the second page and hit surround, you have the ability to mix in 5.1 for example. You can do it from this screen, but if you're really serious about surround panning, I would definitely invest in a VE7000 edit controller. It has a dedicated joystick right on the front panel to do surround mixing. Otherwise you could use something like a JL Cooper MIDI panner. The last couple of screens give you an oscillator/analyzer which allows you to, say for instance, you could burst some noise in a room to check for hot or dull spots in the spectrum. If you go to analyzer here, you can I'm actually analyzing the content of my voice right now. You can also do that with tracks, so you could monitor what the spectral content of any track is to help you with EQ decisions and whatever. But keep in mind, to do this you'll have to sacrifice the use of one of your effects boards. And finally, if we go back here, you can adjust the date and time, and there's also a screen to initialize your VS2480, either both mixer and utility or either of the two. My apologies for just busting through the utilities menus, but there's just too many to list and they're pretty well documented in your owner's manual anyway. And this last section will deal with some of the things that you can connect on the back. We've dealt with some of them before, such as your multi-outs here. You have digital ins and outs. One thing I would recommend you getting is just a cheap PS2 keyboard, because that can really speed up your naming processes. And also with newer revisions of the operating system here, they're adding new keyboard shortcuts to allow you to edit a whole lot quicker. Pick up one of those guys and just plug them straight in the back here. Some of the more interesting possibilities on the back as far as I/O is concerned come with the R-Bus connectors. With the R-Bus connectors you can connect with Roland's growing line of R-Bus equipped devices, like the XV5080 synth, the VSR880 for additional recordings, or any of the VM series mixes like the VM3100 or the VM7000 series. If you connect one of the I/O boxes, such as the ADA7000, AE7000, or the DIF-AT, you can broaden your horizon even more. The ADA7000 gives you a further 8 channels to bring into your VS2480. The AE7000 does the same with AES EBU, perfect for you Pro Tools guys. And the DIF-AT connects you to ADATs and Tascam DA series through Lightpipe or Tascam's TDIF. One recent development is the RPC-1, which allows you to plug straight into your computer, that's a Mac or PC, via a PCI slot. You could then take files to and from a computer with this setup. I'd also encourage you to look into the MB24 meter bridge, which will give you a whole lot more information, both in terms of metering and also very large displays of your locations. And as I mentioned a while ago, in surround section, if you're into surround mixing, pick up a VE7000 edit controller, which will give you a dedicated joystick for surround mixing, as well as a bunch of dedicated knobs for easier editing. So there you have it. What an awesome box. I hope this tape has given you a kind of a boost to understanding this guy on your own. I always get a little overwhelmed deciding on what we're going to discuss in here and what we're going to kind of leave out of the video. Truth is, we could probably load up 10 tapes on the operation of this bad boy. But I'm not sure that sometimes that's the best way to learn. Probably just getting a boost like this and then going and discovering the machine on your own. Just pick up your manual on any subject that you're a little fuzzy on. And as always, Keep your browser tuned to www.rolandus.com for all of the latest developments on the VS2480. I'm serious, this guy is being improved. There's being new features added every couple of months. In fact, there's going to be wave importing and direct wave editing on the VGA screen here, all due within the next quarter. So keep abreast of all of this and send in your registration. Now, before I go, let me thank you for your time, and certainly let me thank Dwayne McDonald and Michael Barrett at Roland US for all of the help they've been in producing this video. My name is David Wells, and I'll see you on the next Roland Video Owner's Manual. For more information on video owners' manuals and other Roland-related merchandise, visit the Roland website at www.roland.com.